So the first thing that we're going to add is some basil leaves. So I'm doing just about half of a recipe right now because I've done half a recipe for Jeremy to use, so he has that. Here is our roasted garlic again.
Ooh, double whammy.
Right. So we're going to add two cloves in here. If you want, you could add more. It's very customizable. And if you want the raw kick of a taste, you can use the raw. So we're going to throw that in here.
Embrace the garlic is what I always say.
I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of oil for the whole recipe. I'm only going to add 1.5 tablespoons about. If you need to add more oil for the blade to get going, feel free to do that. We're going to add a little bit of salt because I didn't add any anchovies.
So
good way to get some extra greens into your diet as well.
Okay, so we're actually going to make the risotto now. Risotto is something that, like Christy said, it sounds a little bit intimidating, but it's so easy. It's all about getting the right rice. So what I have in here is just a little bit of oil and some shallots. So you can use onions. If you use onions, you can put a little bit of garlic. I find the shallots is a little bit of both. I like using shallots all the time. Then we're going to add our rice. So we're just going to sweat it until it's transparent, and then add the rice.
you're okay with the heat?
A little bit hotter, maybe. So the reason we're toasting this is we want to coat the rice with some oil, and it's preparing the rice to absorb the liquid. So just like the onions or the shallots or whatever you're using, you'll start seeing that the rice starts getting a little bit transparent. So we're going to cook that out for a little bit, and it gives it more of a nutty taste. And it differentiates this kind of rice from just boiling it, right? So the trick with risotto, and you'll see that Jeremy's doing the same thing. Oh, that's what you want to hear. Is he's adding a little bit at a time, and you keep stirring. This is a great recipe for if you have kids that are interested in cooking. You can get them to stir while you add.
If you have workers available, it's again in the kitchen.
It's like the
if you can get Jeremy
Yes.
for the day. So we're going to add some of the pesto up front, like right now. And this is what's going to give you that nice bright green color. You can see Jeremy's is green as well. So we're going to add the asparagus. Because it's going to take just maybe about 15 minutes more to cook this, we're going to add I have zucchini in my brain now, the asparagus right now.
The rice is becoming a little less opaque, or a little more opaque, a little more translucent. And the sauce, like that sauce is much thicker.
So you'll see that the asparagus isn't overcooked. It's been cooking for a while, but it's not overcooked. Asparagus is really forgiving. This rice is very forgiving. So even if you add a little too much water or stock in there, you can cook out the water, and the rice would still be good. So now, just to finish off the dish, after we've added the peas, we're going to add the remaining pesto. And that's just going to give a little bit more of a fresh garlic and fresh basil flavor and the smell.
Yum.
That pesto, and the reason Ken is doing that is it does have a different flavor and aroma from cooking it and adding it fresh. So you're going to have both. You add a little bit at the beginning and then a little bit at the end.
Okay. And now the shrimp. So because we've chopped up the shrimp, it's only going to take a few seconds to cook, and you'll see that it turns a really nice pink color. So you have a nice green and pink risotto.
A really pretty color contrast.
Now one thing, so Candace tasted the risotto. One thing you want to look for is you're still looking for a little bit of a bite. Does anyone know what we call that in Italian? Even when you're cooking pasta, a little bit of that bite to the grain. Someone said it? Al dente.
Al dente.
Yeah.
Out of it.
So that is our spring risotto, and we're just finishing it up. I want everyone to try it. So as we wrap up the class, I just want to thank Candace for coming out today.